going to start seated today, and we're going to explore Warrior One today, which is a newer posture, and also Dancer's Pose. Dancer's Pose is a standing back bend. It's a big back bend, and so I'm going to show you some variations. So a strap to kind of help the shoulders will be great. So if you have a strap, make sure it's nearby, and then let's go ahead and get started in a nice, comfortable seated position. So Sukhasana, if you would like, you can sit on a blanket, a pillow, or a block, but you can cross the ankles or even sit on the shins, whatever feels good for you today. I'm just going to take some movement here, roll the shoulders up and down, maybe kind of roll the head and the neck. Say hi to Rowan, who is super excited this morning. Kind of wiggle out the jaw, and then eyes can start to soften, or maybe send your gaze, your focal point to something out in front of you that's not moving, but just starting to bring your awareness here. Coming into your space, acknowledging any sounds, any noises, maybe even smells, but try not to cling on it, try not to hold on to those things, but just being aware of them in the distance, in the background. And then maybe starting to bring your awareness to your physical body. Start to feel the connection points between your body and the ground. Feel the ground and the legs connecting. Feel your sit bones, your butt bones rooting down. Feeling the support, even feeling the energy from the earth. And then starting to bring awareness to your spine. If you need to, adjust maybe the pelvis or where the front ribs are at, creating some length, creating some support in the low back, lifting up. And then try to relax the shoulder heads down, finding more space between the shoulders and the ears. And an option to bring your awareness to the breath. Just starting to find that nice rise and fall of the chest, of the belly. And if connecting with the breath, it doesn't feel right today, no need to do it. Just allowing the breath to bring you here, to bring you into this moment, connecting with the body, connecting with your surroundings, or even using the breath to help you let go. If you're holding on to any high expectations for your practice, any high expectations of your body, feel free to release those things with the exhale breath. And today, maybe finding some contentment, santosha. It's great to have goals. It's great to have some expectations. But today, maybe just focus on where you are currently at. We were all a beginner once. We took our first practice, our first class. Maybe reflecting on how far you have become. Kind of enjoying this moment, this practice. And finding gratitude for all the amazing things your body can already do. So if you would like, feel free to set an intention, a focal point for your practice. It can always be the breath. It can be a word, maybe contentment, or anything else that serves you. What do you need right now? And then we'll seal it in with a couple rounds of cleansing breath together. So when you're ready, take a deep inhale in through the nose, fill up with your intention, your focal points. And then open mouth, exhale, find gratitude for it, share it off. Beautiful. Let's take one more deep inhale, fill up the belly, the chest, maybe hold the breath at the top, enjoy the stillness. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. And then always an option for an Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Inhale through the nose, seal your lips, and then exhale back out through the nose. Finding that slight constriction in the back of your throat, making your breath audible. listening to the breath, slowing the breath down, allowing yourself to be here, present with the body. And then you can stay here for as long as you want. Whenever you're ready, slowly start to reawaken your body. Wiggle the fingers. Maybe find some movement in the head and the neck. You can even start to release your seats. Kind of extend the legs out, shake them out. And then we'll come back into our seated position. So you can cross the legs maybe the opposite way, or come back to sitting on the shins. Once again, find your tall spine, root down, and then lift up. Then as you inhale, slowly start to reach your arms overhead. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, take it to the left. Left hand can come behind you. Right hand can come to the left thigh, the left knee. And then as you inhale, gently lift. As you exhale, gently twist. So you don't have to go far here, still warming up. Just start to find some rotation in the spine. Take an inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. Now, right hand can stay where it's at, and then start to reach your left fingertips high. Take a breath, and then as you exhale, cross the arms. So if you need to, you might have to adjust, kind of slide those ankles a little bit closer together. Kind of grab on for the legs, and then take an inhale breath here, find a little length. And then as you exhale, find your cat back, start to round the spine. So kind of just hold onto the legs as you reach your heart to the wall behind you. Chin can come towards the chest. You can even find some movement. Maybe your right ear goes to the right side, kind of going up and down. See what feels good in the upper back, in the neck. And then slowly bring your chin back to center. Inhale, unwind, reach the arms back overhead. Take a breath. And then exhale, twist to the right. Right hand can come behind you. Left hand can come to the right knee, the right thigh. And then as you inhale, gently lift. Front ribs are going to draw down. And then as you exhale, gently twist. And inhale, lifting up. Exhale, gently twist. And then left hand will stay. Inhale, reach the right hand high. And then as you exhale, cross the arms. Adjust if needed. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, find your cat back. Start to round the spine. Holding onto the legs, reaching back with the heart. Chin can draw to the chest. Breathe into the upper back. Breathe into the neck. Maybe left ear rolls to the left side. Find whatever feels right here. Movement, stillness. You can even really send the breath to any areas of tightness, tension, to release it, to let it go. One more round of breath. Awesome work. And then when you're ready, inhale, unwind, reach the arms overhead. Good. Exhale, release. Bring it back down. Good. Awesome job. All right. And then when you're ready, go ahead and come to like a boat position. If you have a block, great place to grab your block. You're going to place that block in between the thighs. Okay, so I'm going to work on turning the inner thighs on and finding our core muscles right away. So squeeze that block. If you don't have a block, without moving your legs, think about drawing the inner thighs in. Okay, and then bring awareness to the belly. Front ribs are going to kind of draw towards the pelvis, so you keep the low back nice and long. Hands can come to the ground. Hands can come behind the thighs. Okay, lift the heart. Relax the shoulders back. Good. Beautiful. Squeeze that block. Now you can stay here, or you can start to reach the arms forward. Palms can face up or palms can face down, your choice. And then if you would like, start to add those hundreds in. So starting to pump the arms. It's a little bit different. Now taking it from a boat variation, starting to pump the arms. Keep breathing here. And so if you would like, you can exhale out for 5. Little inhale pulses for 5. But at any point, if you feel pressure in the low back, make sure to release, adjust. Hands can always stay behind the thighs. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lift back up. Hands can come behind the thighs. Reset. Now we're going to pulse the inner thighs. So if you have that block, you're going to pulse, pulse, pulse. So kind of taking the hundreds now to the legs. So squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good. If you would like, those hands can reach back out. Just being aware of how the low back feels. Making sure the shoulder heads are soft. Good. Squeeze that block. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Good. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. If you have the block, off to the side. Awesome work. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Soles of the feet together. Knees can go wide. You can grab for the feet. Maybe kind of pulse the legs. Roll the shoulders up and down. Good. And then you can stay here or take an inhale. As you exhale, maybe fold forward. Start to breathe into the inner thighs. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Slow the breath down. Good. Take an inhale. Gently fold as you exhale. Good. And then coming back up. So we're going to do one more round. This time we're going to add on just a little bit. But know you can, stay wherever feels right today. Right? Finding contentment, finding santosha. Right? Knowing that future postures, future techniques will come when the time is right. But most importantly is to protect yourself here. All right? So you have that block. Place it in between the thighs. Gently squeeze the block. And then you can stay here. Hands can even stay behind the thighs and you can lean back a little bit. Or maybe reach those arms forward and then maybe start to pulse the arms. Good. So pump, pump, pump. Good. Front ribs are still drawing down towards the pelvis. Keep the low back nice and long. Relax the shoulders. Soften the jaw. Good. Squeeze that block if you have it. If not, inner thighs are just going to draw in without moving the legs. It's going to be a little harder. Keep breathing. Good. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now hold. Stay here. Hands can always come behind the thighs. Or take an inhale. As you exhale, maybe come just a little down. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower slightly. So listen to the low back. Keep squeezing that block. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So kind of like high to low boats. In the Pilates world, you would kind of, go double leg crunch. So a little different, just a little more stable. Finding what we need here. Last 4. Keep breathing. Adjust when needed. 3. Good. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Now coming back up. If you need to, no judgment. Hands can come behind the thighs. Listen to the low back. And then last round, squeeze that block. So pulse, pulse, pulse. Good. Inner thighs are working. Front ribs pull down. Listen to the low back. 10 more seconds. Awesome job. Take a rest when needed. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work. Release. Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, soles of the feet together, knees go wide. Maybe kind of flap the wings a little bit. Good. And then you can stay here or take an inhale. As you exhale, gently fold. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe into the inner thighs. Breathe into the low back. And then slow the breath down. Letting go of any comparisons, any expectations. We're here to explore, to kind of maybe see what we need to work on, but not to judge, not to compare. Take a breath, deep inhale. Maybe gently fold as you exhale. Good, and then slowly coming up, make our way into tabletop. We won't be here too long, but coming onto all fours. Take about 5 rounds of breath here. Explore, find some intuitive movements, sway the hips. Maybe take some circles with the hips, go one way, go the other. Or it might feel good to flow through cat-cow. As you inhale cow, gently lower the belly, lift the heart, find a little C curve in the spine. And then as you exhale cat, start to round the back. Maybe ears come down in line with the biceps. Good, so moving with the breath here. Inhale cow, breathe into the front side. Exhale cat, breathe into the back side. So 2, 3 more rounds. You can always take these movements on the forearms as well. Give the wrists some love. Good. And then from tabletop position, hang out here, or option for a down dog, Adho Mukha. So hands can come slightly forward in front of the shoulders, spread the fingers, grip the fingertips down, tuck the toes, send the hips nice and high. Feel free to pedal up the legs, maybe bend one knee, bend the other, gently sway the hips. Shake the head yes, shake the head no. Remind yourself, down dog, very active posture. Breathing into the shoulders, finding length in the back body. Those shoulders are working so hard though to keep you lifted. And then if you would like, find some alignment here. Think about lifting from your inner elbows so you're not collapsing in the shoulders. Draw the front ribs kind of in towards the pelvis. And if you have tightness in the back body, like the hamstrings or the low back, bend the legs. Keep the bend in the legs and then drive your heels down towards the ground. Take a breath here, fill up the backside. Soften into it as you exhale. Good, then we're going to come to the top. So just take your time, gaze forward, walk, step, make your way to the top of your mat. And then once you're there, nice ragdoll position. Feet can be about hip width distance or wider. Bend the legs as much as needed, and then any variation of the arms. Maybe cross the arms at elbows. I've been loving interlacing the hands behind my head and kind of drawing the chin to the chest. And breathing into the whole backside. Maybe kind of rock forward and back. Keep a bend in the legs, lift from the tailbone. Take a breath. Soften into it as you exhale. And then when you're ready, if your strap is nearby, you can grab your strap. If not, we'll grab it at some point. But slowly come all the way up to standing. Nice and slow. Giving yourself time to reset here. Allowing the blood to go back down. Roll the shoulders at the top. Go one way, go the other. Maybe roll the head of the neck. Good. Now, if you don't have your strap, feel free to go grab it. You can also grab like a bath towel, or you can even grab a broomstick or like a Swiffer stick as well. So we're gonna do some shoulder work with our Sun A today. And so we're gonna do it from standing, and we're also gonna lower up and down, all right? So just a couple pointers. Remember, when we go behind, you can bend the elbows, okay? The strap will stay tight, but the elbows can bend, and you can even just go as far behind as you want, okay? But what we're also going to focus on is folding forward and coming back up. So this is, I say keep a little bit in the legs, and the reason why is because I want you to keep support in the low back. So as we go down, seeing how my low back is nice and flat, right? And then we'll do the same thing. At some point, we'll come back up. So the coming back up is the hard, because I want you to keep the bend in the legs and keep your low back nice and flat. All right, so just be aware and adjust if needed, but I want you to keep that low back nice and long. Okay, so top of your mat, I'm going to face you to start. But let's go ahead and find Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet right underneath your hip bones. Maybe with toes walking a little bit. Find your strong stance. And then arms will be out in front of you. Grabbing the strap, nice tight strap. Front ribs draw to the pelvis. Pelvis is underneath the shoulders. And then take a breath here. Deep inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Good. Now inhale, extended Tadasana. Start to reach the arms overhead. Good, beautiful. Stay here, or as you exhale, take it to the right. Find a side body stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the left. Strap is nice and tight. Inhale, center. Stay here. Start to bring the strap behind you. Go as far down as you want. Good. And then inhale, slowly come back up. Now exhale, forward fold. Keep a little bend in the legs. Low back is long. Front ribs draw in. Once you reach the ground, release your strap. And then inhale to your halfway lift. Holding here. So coming back to neutral spine. Front ribs draw in. Shoulder blades down the spine. Send your gaze to the toes. Good. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, high plank. Plant the palms. Step your feet back. Drive the heels away or come onto the knees. Right? Be aware of what's happening in the low back. If you feel like you're arching the low back or placing weight back there, make sure to come onto the knees and find support. All right, now we're going to do a couple chaturanga push-ups, so tricep push-ups. I would suggest coming onto the knees. either holding here or maybe exploring some chaturanga push-ups. All right, so these are going to work the triceps. So take a breath, inhale. As you exhale, bend the elbows. Come maybe a little bit or halfway down. Do not let the elbows pass the torso. And then big inhale, press back up to your high plank. Good. Exhale, lower boat halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, press back up. Good. One more. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, press back up. Now this time lower all the way down. So exhale, bend the elbows, come all the way down to the ground. Good. Cobra pose. Starting with the feet ground down, knees lift, pubic bone presses down, and then send your shoulder blades down the spine. And then as you inhale, start to lift the chest. Now I want you to think about today lifting from the armpits. So sending the armpits towards the sky, finding maybe a little back bend in the mid to upper back. Take a breath, inhale. Stay for the exhale. Good, last inhale breath. Exhale, lower back down. Tuck the toes under, feel free to use the knees, pressing up. And then from here, down dog, hips go high. Beautiful work, reset. Know that child's pose, tabletop is always there. Press the ground away, front ribs draw in. Take a deep inhale. If you need it, open mouth, exhale. Good, coming to the top. Lift your heels, gaze forward, bend the legs, step, walk, top of your mat. Once you're there, take a halfway lift, shoulder blades down the spine. Exhale, fold, release. Good. Now grab the strap. So nice tight strap. A little bend in the legs. And then as you inhale, rise, coming back up. Extend it to Dasana. Good. And then coming right into second round. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Inner thigh squeeze in. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, center. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Keep a little bend in the legs. Come all the way down. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, releasing the strap. Shoulder blades down the spine. And then exhale, hands to the mat, step your feet back. So one more time, chaturanga push-ups, only if you want them. So come onto the knees. Draw the front ribs to the pelvis. Take a breath, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Come almost halfway down. Elbows don't pass the torso. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, chaturanga push-up. Inhale, lift. One more. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift. Good. Exhale, exhale, lower down, Come all the way to the ground. Good. Now cobra pose. Feet press down, knees lift. Inhale, Bhujangasana. So keep your pubic bone, your pelvis pressing down. Inner thighs lifting in and up. Now think about lifting from your armpits. Beautiful work. Take a breath, inhale. And then as you exhale, lower. Tuck the toes under. Slowly rise, come up. Downward dog, tabletop, or even child's pose. Reset. Good. Take a breath. Maybe open mouth, exhale. Good. Lift the heels, gaze forward. Bend the legs, step, walk, top of your mat. Good. Last time, but adding on, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Grab your strap. Keep a little bend in the legs. Strong lower back. Flat back. Rise up. Good. And then exhale. Side body stretch to the right. Good. Back to center. Exhale to the left. Okay. Now I won't skip it this time. Back to center. From here, stay. Or maybe bring the strap behind you. Now that you can bend the elbows. Inhale. Come back up. Good. Exhale. Forward fold. Keep that little bend in the legs coming all the way down. Good. Release the strap. Now, halfway lift. Great place to grab your blocks here. You're going to step your left foot back. So low lunge position. Check out the feet. Make sure they're hip width distance. Adjust if needed. Now, rising up. Crescent. High lunge. Hands can come to the hips to start. Good. So draw the right knee or the right hip back as you draw the left hip forward. You can even think about kind of drawing the feet, the right heel, and the left toes towards center. And we're going to set the ribs. Front ribs draw towards the pelvis. Breathing into the front of the left hip. Good. Beautiful work. Awesome job. Hands can stay at the hips or maybe start to extend, reaching the fingertips overhead. Take a breath. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Good. Find that focal point out in front of you. And then bringing awareness to the inner thighs. Without moving those legs, can you draw the inner thighs in? Really think about lifting from the back thigh, the left inner thigh. Awesome work. Big inhale. Now as you exhale, hands to the ground. Down dog kick. Your right leg is going to go high to the sky. So kind of coming into your three-legged dog here. Draw the right pinky down. Good. A little bit of core work. Take an inhale. As you exhale, knee to right elbow, shifting forward. Good. Down dog kick. Inhale. Exhale, knee over to the left. Good. Inhale, kick. Right leg goes high. Exhale, downward dog. Now your choice. Stay here, maybe tabletop, or option to shift forward into high plank. Good. Now maybe chaturanga into your up dog. So take a breath, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, bend at the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tops of the feet press down. Knees lift. Lift the heart, but draw the armpits back. Keep pulling the front ribs towards the pelvis. Good. Take an inhale. Back to down dog as you exhale. Woo. Awesome work. I promise we'll slow it down at some point. Here we go. Lift the heels, gaze forward. Bend the legs. Step, walk, top of your mat. Good. Take an inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Good. Grab your strap. Keep a little bend in the legs. Rooting down, rise up. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Exhale, side body stretch to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, take it to the left. Inhale, center. Good. Option last time, maybe bring it behind you. Go as far down as you want. You can always bend the elbows. Good. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, forward fold. Little bend in the legs. Good. Release the strap. Inhale to your halfway lift. Feel free to grab your blocks. And then we're going to step the right foot back, low lunge. So feet are hip width distance. Think of train tracks here. Nice, strong foundation, strong legs. And then when you're ready, slowly rise. Hands can come to the hips. So trying to have the hips in line with one another. Left heel, left hip draws back. Right toes, right hip draws forward. And then front ribs draw down to the pelvis. Breathing into the front of the right thigh. And then maybe work the arms, open the shoulders, reach the arms overhead. So crescent can be a balanced posture, right? You're on the ball of the back foot. So finding a focal point out in front of you, reconnecting with the breath. Take an inhale. Soften in as you exhale. And then making sure your legs, your inner thighs are working. Squeeze them towards center. Really think about lifting from the back inner thigh. Awesome work. Last inhale, breath. Exhale, hands back to the ground. And then down dog kick. You're going to send your left leg high. Three-legged dog. Left pinky toe is going to draw down. Now you can always skip this. Come into down dog or take an inhale. As you exhale, shifting forward. Left knee towards the left elbow. Good. Down dog kick. Inhale. Exhale, knee over to the right. Cross it over. Down dog kick. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Good. Stay here or shift forward to your high plank. Maybe come onto the knees. Take an inhale. Option for chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. Maybe taking up dog. Feet press down. Knees lift. Draw the ribs towards the pelvis. Reach the armpits back. And then when you're ready, back to down dog. Send the hips high. Woo. Awesome work. Feel the heat. Feel your heart rate. All your hard work. Take a deep inhale. Back body fills up. Open mouth. Exhale. Let it go. Good. Now walk your hands back to meet your toes. So a couple options here. Ragdoll. Nice relaxed forward fold. Or gorilla pose, Padahastasana. So bend the legs as much as needed, and then you're going to slide your palms face up underneath your feet. Okay, so what we're trying to do is kind of give the wrist a massage here. So you can shift the weight forward, kind of placing weight into the wrist joints, but also kind of reversing, the way our hands have been. So now the palms are up instead of, palms down. So you can explore here, kind of shift forward, Shake the head yes, shake it no. Bend the legs as much as needed to lift from the tailbone. Breathing into the hamstrings, the low back. And let all the stress, all the tension kind of melt off the spine here. Take a breath. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Release any grip you have. And then roll the wrist, go one way, go the other. And then find a halfway lift. Palms can come to the shins. Bringing the spine back to neutral. Send the shoulder blades down the spine. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold, release. Now we're going to come into chair pose. So if you need to adjust the feet, find your stance. And then inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Sit the hips back. Maybe hands come to heart. And just starting to, bring awareness to your strong legs. So without moving the legs, can you draw the feet away? Keep that, and then inner thighs draw in. Front ribs draw towards the pelvis, keeping the low back nice and long. And then relax the shoulders back. Good. Soften the toes, soften the jaw, take an inhale. Maybe sit a little lower as you exhale. Good. And then reach the arms forward, take a breath, inhale. Open arm twist to the right. So right hand can come to the hip, maybe right arm reaches back. But kind of look at the knees, see if your left knee pulled forward. Think about drawing the left hip back. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. Good. Back to center. Right arm can reach forward, meeting the left. Big inhale. Last time, open arm twist to the left. Left hand back or left hand to the hip. Think about twisting from the belly. If you need to, take a look at the legs. Draw the right knee back in line with the left as best as you can. So just actively draw the right hip back. Front ribs draw to the pelvis. Last breath, inhale. Maybe twist on the exhale. Inhale, left arm reaches back forward, so strong. Exhale, release, forward fold. Good. Shake it off. And then you can walk your feet back to hip width. And then come back forward, meeting in downward facing dog. Awesome job. All right, lift the right leg, three-legged dog. Big inhale. Right foot comes forward as you exhale. So coming back into crescent. Take your time, slowly rise. Hands to hips or reach the arms up overhead. Good. Right hip back, left hip forward. Front ribs pulled down. Good. And then lift from the back inner thigh. So now we're going to kind of do the opposite. We're going to step forward here. So we were just there. Chair pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, chair. Left foot meets the right. Hands can come to heart. Good. Using chair to transition today. Take a breath. Inhale. Sit a little lower as you exhale. Right foot stays grounded. Rise up. One-legged Tadasana. Left knee lifts. Good. So right foot grounded. Left foot is lifting. And then check in. Squeeze your right glute. Flex the left toes. Hand can always come to a wall, so I'm holding onto the wall. A chair, or maybe hands can come to heart. Good. Find that focal point out in front of you. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. Good. So like I said, we're going to kind of work on dancer's pose today. So we're going to work on turning the hamstring on, this left hamstring. So start to send your left heel towards the glute. So this is a great place to grab a wall or a chair. All right. And then keep flexing your left toes, but think about lifting through the left heel. So try to keep the hips in line. So I kind of like to place my hands on my ribs and my hips. And then little pulses. So just tap your left heel to the sky. So tap, tap. Good. If you have a cramp, release it, come out of it. Good. Last 4. Tip, tap, tap. Good. 3, 2, 1. Lift from the left heel. Good. Back to one-legged. Send your left leg back through. Arms can come overhead. We're going to take this into airplane lunge. We got this. Big inhale. As you exhale, slowly come forward. Left foot's going to step back. Sweep the arms back. So send the shoulder blades down the spine. Draw the front ribs towards the pelvis. Lengthen the low back. And then inner thighs squeeze in and up. Take a breath. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. So a little different transition today. We're going to open up to 5-point star to the left. So as you inhale, open up to the left side. Turning your toes in, heels out, take up space. Good. All right, let's give those inner thighs some love here. Big inhale breath, and then as you exhale, wide-legged forward fold, take it down to the ground. Good, hands can come to the blocks, to your mats, and then your choice. You can stay in stillness or maybe find some movement. Bend the right leg, bend the left, kind of go side to side here. Shake the head yes, shake it no. The toes are in, heels are out. Gently shift the weight forward towards the balls of your feet. Breathing here into the inner thighs, the hamstrings, the low back. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. Good, and then find your halfway lift here. Palms come underneath the shoulders. And then we're going to take lizard lunge to the front. So you're going to walk to the top of your mat, come to the inside of your right foot, turn all 10 toes forward. So right foot forward, left foot back, and then come onto the left knee. And then you can always use your blocks here. We're going to take about 5 to 8 rounds of breath. Okay, so you can stay here, or maybe you kind of go forward and back. So feel free to maybe explore a little bit. Or it might feel good to find some stillness and hang out. I'm going to give you some options in a couple rounds of breath. So don't be afraid to hang out, find stillness. Okay, now feel free to stay here. Or from lizard lunge, you can roll to the edge of your right foot. Keep the right toes flexed. And then maybe right hand comes to the kind of like inner right thigh. You can press into the left hand, lifting up out of the left shoulder, and just start to find a twist rolling towards the right. So kind of just shining your belly, your heart towards the right side. Okay, you can stay here or kind of shift your weight slightly forward so you can draw the left heel towards the glute. Okay, so kind of like where we were before, but now from a grounded position. Making sure on the tip of the left thigh and not the kneecap. And then start to lift the heart. If you have twisted monkey in your practice, right hand can lift up and maybe one day you reach back and grab for the foot. But I just want you to focus on not dumping weight into the left shoulder. So find support where needed. Breathing into the front of the left thigh. One more round of breath. Beautiful work. Good. And then when you're ready, release. Right hand back down. We're going to meet in our high plank, so tuck the left toes under, lift the knees, step back. Come onto your left forearm, come onto the right. So forearm plank, not here long, dolphin pose. Bend the legs, walk the toes forward, lift the hips high. Okay, so I know some are looking for some upper body work, some triceps, some biceps, shoulder work here. So you can stay here. You know that dolphin is hard enough. Make sure you keep a bend in the legs. Keep pressing your forearms into the ground, lifting up. If you want to explore some dolphin push-ups, these are intense, so be kind to yourself. As you inhale, you can kind of shift forward. Maybe, the chin, the nose reaches the thumbs. And then as you exhale, shift back. So it can be little movements. Inhale, come forward. Say hi to your shoulders. Exhale, come back. So maybe you do 1, 2, maybe 0. Good. And then one more round of breath wherever you're at. Step it back, coming back to your forearm plank, and then right away, lower down Sphinx pose. Untuck the toes. Whew. All right, give yourself some time here, resets. Gently draw the elbows towards the ribs draw to the pelvis. Maybe find some half neck circles. Look to the left, to the right, roll it out. Take an inhale, and then when you're ready, slowly coming down. So arms are going to come off to the side behind you. Kind of think of those airplane arms we did. So know that you can stay here, or maybe start to find the bind, interlace the fingers behind you. So we're just going to lift the upper body here. So tops of the feet press down, knees lift, pubic bone presses down. And then as you inhale, half locust, Shalabhasana, start to slowly lift the heart. So it's like cobra pose, but the hands are obviously lifted, and we're kind of opening up the chest, the shoulders. Good. And make sure to breathe here. Keep pressing your pelvis down. Inner thighs are squeezing in and up. Maybe reaching your knuckles towards the back wall, lifting from the armpits. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower. Left ear to the mat. Gaze goes right. Arms off to the side. Awesome job. Deep inhale. Slow exhale. Take some time here. Check in. Slow it all down. Good. And then whenever you're ready, no rush. Chin can come back to center, palms underneath the shoulders. So we're going to come back to down dog. Same thing we'll do on the other side. So tuck the toes under, lift up, down dog, hips go high. Good. Kind of last yoga sequence here. Keep breathing. Inhale, slowly lift the left leg high. And then gaze comes forward, lift the right heel, step through, coming back to crescent. Right, so feet are going to be about hip width distance. Slowly coming up. Arms can reach overhead. Left hip back, right hip draws forward, front ribs draw towards the pelvis. Good, beautiful work. And then take an inhale. Chair pose, step forward, hands can come to hearts. Adjust the feet if needed. Front ribs draw down. Now shift the weight to your left foot as you inhale, rise one-legged, Ekapada Tadasana, lift the right leg, flex the right toes, squeeze the left glute. Relax the shoulders, slow it down. Good, now if you need to, grab the wall, grab a chair, and then start to bring your right heel towards the right glutes. Hips are going to stay in line, so don't be afraid to use your hands to be aware if the hips, the front ribs move. So front ribs draw to the pelvis, hips stay in line. And then start to lift from the right heel, stay here, or maybe add a little pulse. So you're trying to work the hamstring muscle. Also kind of feel this in the glutes. Front ribs still drawn to the pelvis, awesome work. Remember, if you get a cramp, don't push through it, release it. Good, we're here for 4. We'll hold at the top. 3, 2, 1, good, hold at the top, front ribs to pelvis, take an inhale, hold for the exhale, good, and then slowly come back forward, one-legged, maybe arms reach up overhead, imagine airplane lunge, big inhale breath, exhale, slowly sweep it through. Right toes will tap the earth, find that line of energy from the heel out through the crown of the head, front ribs reach to the pelvis, long low back. Good, big inhale. Find strength from the legs up to the crown of the head as you exhale. Now 5-point star as you inhale, burst open to the right. Turn the toes in, heels out, take up space. Big inhale, breath. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold, take it down. So last time you're here, feel free to maybe bend the right leg, bend the left. Kind of, pedal it out. You can always walk your hands to the right side, to the left. 5 rounds of breath. Just making sure the toes are in, heels out. Shifting the weight forward, lifting through your sit bones. Slow it down. Coming back to the breath, maybe coming back to contentment. Just enjoying where your hamstrings, your inner thighs are at today. Take a breath, deep inhale. Gently fold into it as you exhale. And then hands come underneath the shoulders, find that halfway lift. And then lizard lunge to the top. So you're going to walk your hands to the inner side of your left foot. So left foot all the way over towards the edge of your mat. Right toes are going to point forward and then come on to the right knee. So just easing into this lizard lunge on this side. You can always grab your blocks. Find movements, kind of go forward and back or side to side. Or if lizard lunge is for you, you can hang out here. Try to relax the shoulders, soften through the jaw. And try to let go of any expectations, any comparison here. Just really honoring where the hips, the hamstrings may be at today, not where you may want them to be. But enjoying this moment, enjoying this part of your journey. Now you can stay here, or option 2, explore rolling onto the edge of your left foot, flexing the left toes so you're not rolling into the left ankle. Stay here, or maybe left hand comes to the inner thigh and kind of just gently draw the inner thigh away as you lift the heart and then twist to the left. So making sure you're not placing weight into the right hand, the right shoulder. Think about still lifting up. Now you can stay here, or kind of gently shift forward so you can start to bend the right leg, send the heel towards the glute. All right, breathing into the front of the right thigh, maybe up into the psoas, so be kind to yourself here. If you want to explore left hand lifted or twisted monkey, maybe one day you can reach back and grab for your monkey tail, but find what you need. Find support. Try not to judge. Take a breath. Maybe gently twist as you exhale. And then when you're ready, release. Left hand back down. We're going to meet in high plank. Lift the right knee, step back. And then right to left, come onto the forearms. Now, option to bring your hands to prayer. So bring the palms together. Find that triangle grip. Bend the legs one more time, dolphin pose. So if you feel like you're collapsing here in the shoulders with more of a triangle grip, bring your hands back to parallel. So you might need to adjust depending on where your shoulders are at, no worries. And then remember, bend the legs as much as you need to. Lift the hips, press the forearms down. Your choice, stay here, maybe start to explore shifting forward and back. So if you're looking to get into some inversions like handstand, forearm stand, headstand, dolphin, or if you're just looking for strong open shoulders, dolphin should be your best friend. I promise you, dolphin will make your shoulders nice and strong. All right, and then when you're ready, let's come back. Step it back, forearm plank, lower down, sphinx pose. Awesome work. Stay where you're at. Maybe find some movement, head of the neck, rock it out, slow it down. And then one more time, lowering down to the belly. All right. First, let's place our hands at the top of your mat. Crocodile pose. So forehead can be on the hands or forehead can be lifted. And then we're just going to work the hamstrings one more time from this position, from laying down. Okay. So relax the left leg. Start to lift the right heel. So right leg will be straight this time. Keep your pubic bone, your pelvis pressing down. Take an inhale, lift the right heel. And then exhale, lower. Other side, inhale, lift the left. Think about the left hip drawing down, pubic bone pressing down. Lift from the inner thigh. Take an inhale, exhale, lower. So move with the breath. Lift the right, lower. Inhale, lift the left, lower. So go at your own pace. Not here too long. Okay, relax the shoulders, soften through the face, the jaw. Maybe one more on the right, one more on the left. Good. And then kind of release, sway the hip side to side, open and close the mouth. All right, now let's put it all together. Locust pose, Shalabhasana. So arms off to the side. If you want that bind, maybe find the opposite interlacing of the fingers. All right, and then let's start with just the upper body. So pubic bone, pelvis presses down, tops of the feet press down, and then as you inhale, lift up. Reach the armpits towards the sky as you reach back through the knuckles. Gaze is down. Now sometimes I like to stay here. This feels a little bit better in my low back. But if you want to explore lifting the feet, feel free to do so, but just be aware. Be aware if you're crunching the low back. Think about reaching out and then slightly up. Good, make sure to breathe. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, lower right ear to the mat. Gaze goes left. Maybe shimmy the hips. You can even bend the legs, sway the legs side to side. Good, beautiful work. And then take your time, chin back to center, palms underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, pressing up. Downward facing dog, hips high. Shake the head yes, shake it no. Big inhale. Maybe an open mouth exhale. Good. Coming to the top, lift your heels, gaze forward, bend the legs, step, walk, top of your mat. Once you're there, take a halfway lift, neutral your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, extend it to Tadasana. Awesome job. And then release, pull it in. Good. All right. So lastly, dancer's pose, and then we'll take that into warrior one. All right. So we'll start with the right foot grounded. I'm going to face you so you can kind of see it to start. And then left hand can say, so right foot grounded, left leg's going to lift, okay? So you're going to take your left hand and left arm and just kind of start with some circles. All right, take some circles, go forward and back, and then take those circles the other way. All right, now lift the left arm to the sky. Start to bend your left leg, heel towards the glute. Okay, now this is where things get a little tricky. Left hand's gonna reach back, palm is open, eye of your elbows open to the left, and then maybe see if you can reach back and grab for the inside of your left foot. Okay, so left shoulder is like opening up towards the left side, eye of the elbows pointing to the left. Now if you need to, bring your left knee back underneath the hip, and if you can't grab for the foot, think about what we did before. Just think about lifting from the heel, and then you can still start to rock forward when we move there. Right hand can reach to the sky, front ribs draw to the pelvis, and then take an inhale, lift, and then as you exhale, kind of start to kick, lift from the left heel. So nice and slow. Inhale, lift, exhale, kick. So we're not going far here. I don't want you to feel compression in the low back. Try to keep the left hip drawing down as you lift from the left heel. And maybe the heart starts to reach forward. Good, one more round of breath. Inhale, dancer's pose. Gently kick as you exhale. Woo, good. Now slowly come back forward. Lift the left knee, maybe left arm goes high. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, standing splits. So you're gonna slowly shift forward, hands to the blocks, or hands to the ground, lift the left leg. Good. Just transitioning to warrior one. So take an inhale, step your left foot kind of to the middle of your mat as you exhale. All right, now walk your right foot a little over to the edge, and then slowly rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. So sometimes we call this like warrior 1.5, because your hips may be pointed towards the left, and that's okay. So kind of finding this combination between warrior 1 and warrior 2. But know that traditional warrior 1, where your hips have to point forward, is not something you have to do. Focus on how it feels in the left hip and the left knee. So if you feel like you're pinching in the left knee, widen your stance or maybe even shorten the stance. So my feet are more like on train tracks right now. So I have space in my pelvis to allow the belly to reach forward. Okay? So let go of heel to heel alignment, maybe widen the feet or shorten the stance. So you have space in the legs and the pelvis to allow the right hip to gently draw back as you reach the left hip forward. Left heel is grounded. Okay, so shorten the stance or widen the stance. Now front ribs draw to the pelvis. There's a back bend happening here, but keep the length in the low back. And then maybe reach the arms overhead. Warrior 1. So if you feel pinching or pulling in the left leg, maybe step your right foot off to the right side, widen, find space. Good, take a breath, inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then hands will come to the hips, pyramid pose. So step your left foot forward so you can straighten through the right leg. Draw the right hip back. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, hinge forward, come all the way down to the ground. Good. Hands can come to the blocks or to your mat. And now give your right hamstring some love here after all that work. Bend the right knee as much as needed and then draw the right hip back. You can round the spine here. Can allow the forehead to be heavy, reaching towards the right leg. Good, breathing into the whole back body. Take an inhale. Soften into it as you exhale. Good. And then find a halfway lift. Just start to lift the chest off the right thigh. Find space. Bend the right knee as needed. And then you're going to step your left foot forward. Shake it off. Good. Inhale, halfway lift, spine to neutral. Exhale, fold. Good. Rise up, extend it to Tadasana. Exhale, release, maybe hands to heart. Good. All right, last round, last side. Here we go. Dancer's pose. So left foot will stay grounded. Take your right arm, find some circles. And then take those circles the other way. Good. And then right arm can reach overhead. Start to bend the right leg, heel towards the glute. Know that the left hand can always come to the wall. And then you're going to take your right hand and start to reach back. So palm is facing open to the right side. The elbows open. And then if you can, maybe reach back for the foot, the inside of your right foot. So kind of finding a stretch in the inner shoulder, elbows opened up towards the right side. If you can't grab for the foot, no worries. Think about lifting from the heel, just like we did before. Now right knee is underneath the hip. Front ribs draw to your pelvis. Maybe left hand goes high. Now you don't have to go far here, so let go of what Instagram shows you and focus on how your spine feels. So take an inhale, lift up, and then as you exhale, start to lift from the heel, kind of kick through the right foot. Inhale, lift, exhale, kick. You can slowly let the heart come forward, but starting to find a little back bend here. Still keeping the length in the low back though. So inhale, lift, exhale, gently lift from the right heel. Try not to lift through the right hip. Find that focal point out in front of you. Beautiful work. Last round of breath. And then when you're ready, slowly come back forward. Release. One-legged Tadasana. And then take it to standing split. So slowly hinge forward. Hands to your blocks, to the ground. Lift the right heel. Fold on top of the left leg. Good. Take an inhale. And then step it back for warrior one. So right foot can kind of come more to the middle of your mat. It's not a super long stance. Maybe walk your left foot over to the left side. And then when you're ready, slowly start to lift up. Okay, so being aware of how this feels in the right knee and the right hip. Okay, so widen the stance as much as needed. Left hip back, right hip forward. Front ribs pulled down. Good. Beautiful work. Maybe arms reach up overhead. Warrior one. So the hips do not have to be pointing forward. They may slightly open to the right side, and that's great. Finding what you need for the back knee, for the pelvis here. Good. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then hands will come to the hips. Straighten the left leg. Step your right foot forward. Right heel is grounded. Left hip will draw back. Take an inhale. Exhale, pyramid pose. Hinge forward. Hands to blocks or to the ground. Fold on top of the left leg. Now bend into the left knee as much as needed. Just think about drawing the left hip straight back. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Open and close the mouth. Send your breath to the back of the left leg and into the low back. And one more round of breath here. Left hip draws back. Take an inhale. Gently fold as you exhale. And then find your halfway lift. Bend into the left leg. Step your right foot forward. Beautiful work. Shake it off. Finish it off. Halfway lift. Deep inhale. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, rise. Extended mountain pose. Reach up. Grow tall. Exhale, pull it in. And maybe thumbs to the heart. Gaze to the fingertips. Find gratitude for yourself. Maybe find some contentment. Good. And then when you're ready, go ahead, grab whatever you need. We're going to come onto the back. So just kind of stretching out one last time, and then we'll find our final meditation. So coming all the way down to your spine, knees can come to the chest. Kind of rock side to side here. Give your low back some love. And then option for figure four. Left foot to the ground, cross the edge of your right foot, top of the thigh. Right knee will gently draw away. Stay here, maybe explore lifting the left foot. Breathing into the right glute, the right hip. Slowing it down, relax the face, the jaw. And then option to stay here or release your grip, and then option for the twist. So allow the legs to fall to the left. You can keep your figure 4 legs. You can slide the right leg around the left. Maybe arms off to the side like a T. Gaze up, or maybe chin falls over to the right. Take an inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. And then slowly coming back to center, unwind. And then figure 4 on the other side, right foot to the ground, cross the edge of your left foot, top of the thigh, draw the left knee away. And then you can stay here or lift the right leg. Find a spot that feels good for the left glute. Good. Take an inhale. Slowly breathe into the left hip as you exhale. And then you can stay here, or you can slowly take the twist to the other side. So maybe figure 4, or you can wrap the left leg around the right. Arms can come off to the side like a T. Gaze up or over to the left side. Finding a spot that feels good for the left side of the body. Take an inhale. Gently twist as you exhale. And then coming back to center. And then from here, option 4, constructive rest pose. So walk the feet to the outer edges of your mat. Knees can knock in. So really give your low back some love here. Allow the low back to ground down. Feels good in the shoulders, the arms. You can send your elbows off to 90 degrees, kind of like a cactus or goalpost arms. And just allowing the low back to ground down, finding some space once again into the psoas muscles, the front of the hips. And then you can hang out here in stillness, or maybe rock the head side to side, open and close the mouth. You can even sway the knees, windshield the legs. Just giving the low back some love after the back bending. And then option to stay, or maybe finding a final inversion. So if you have a chair, it would be great to take 90-90 position right now. So placing your calves on the seat of the chair, so letting your legs rest on that seat. And knees will be at 90, hips will be at 90, and this will really give the low back support to ground down, to decompress. If you don't have the chair, you can move to the wall and take legs up the wall, or even imaginary legs up the wall. You can always grab her behind the thighs. But wherever you're at, make sure the low back is grounding down. So relax the shoulders. Maybe even start to close the eyes. And just taking some time to maybe check in. Acknowledge all the hard work you did today. Maybe some new postures, some new transitions. And reminding yourself you're still here. You made it through. You made it from point A to point B. Doesn't matter how it looked, but you are here. So take an inhale, find gratitude. Thank yourself for showing up, for taking time out of your busy day for yourself. And then as you exhale, soften, release it, let it go. And then stay where you're at for as long as needed. Or option to curl into a tiny little ball, give yourself a hug, squeeze it all together. And then whenever you're ready, release into Shavasana, corpse pose. Take up space here. Find whatever you need. Grab pillows, blankets, place them underneath you. We won't be here too long. Maybe draw the shoulder blades underneath. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. And just allow the body to relax, giving the body permission to, melt into the earth. Feeling the support from the ground. helping you stay lifted up, giving the muscles, the bones, an opportunity to soften, to relax. So really relaxing the toes, the feet, the ankles, soften the calves, the thighs. Relaxing the glutes, the low back, the belly, the mid back, the upper back. See if you can find more space between the shoulders and the ears. Relax the biceps, the triceps, the forearms. Soften the wrists, the palms, the fingertips. Relax through the face, the jaw. Maybe remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth. And then soften that space between the eyebrows. Giving the body full permission to soften, to let go, to find some well-deserved rest. And then carry that rest up into the mind, giving the mind permission to let go, to not cling, to not analyze, to not create the stories, and to just be here with the breath, with the body. Reminding yourself you being here is a sign of love for yourself, for your family, your friends, a sign of love for your community. Taking time to put in the work, to turn inward, to find awareness, to help us release those things that no longer need us. Those negative thoughts, those high expectations, any comparison. And reminding ourselves that we are perfectly imperfect. And before we start to close out our practice, feel free to take whatever you cultivated here on your mat with you off your mat. Maybe your intention, contentment, maybe gratitude, or maybe the breath. Kind of taking your practice and putting it into action. Being more content with where you're at right now, enjoying the here, the now, and being grateful for how far you have become. Whenever you're ready, slowly start to deepen the breath. Start to bring small movements back in. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. Roll the ankles, the wrists. Let the head rock heavy side to side. Maybe take a nice full body stretch. Reach the arms up overhead. Send the legs long. Take some wiggles. And then the knees can come to the chest. Stay here or rock to your favorite side for fetal pose. But whenever you're ready, slowly press yourself up to a seat. Sukhasana, right where we started. Cross the ankles. Maybe roll the shoulders up and down. Gently roll the head of the neck. The hands can come to heart center. Maybe allow the thumbs to gently press to the heart, connecting with the heart chakra, anahata, living from this place of love, of kindness, of gratitude. More love and kindness for yourself, and more love and kindness to other beings. Take a breath here, biggest one yet. Deep inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. And I thank you all so much for being here, for sharing your beautiful practice. From my heart to yours, with so much gratitude, I bow. Thank you, thank you.